today, they're going to build their following. I know I've been snapping some cards and QR codes over here. So if I didn't know about this young lady with the herbal teas, I'm a follower now.
There she go.
Miss Patera.
Tara, hello. You got a question that has been put in your hands. I didn't do that. I just want you to know. I'm not telling who did it. I really am not. I'm not telling who did it at all. But you got a question that got put in your hands, asking how do they become a vendor for this immaculate event. All right, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. I'm gonna give you mine so y'all can talk. I already know she can talk. Like they say, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this.
So anyone who is interested in signing up to be a vendor here at the Our Farmers Market can go to our website. It is noehospital.org. That stands for New Orleans East Hospital. So noehospital.org. You can look on the home page, and there is a button with a little tomato. You click on that, and you can complete the form.
So what should they be looking for though? As far as products, what are y'all looking for?
So we are looking for a wide variety of products. We are looking for those homemade artesian goods, such as the jams and jellies, such as the peanut butters, such as the tea blends, the sea moss, all of the health and wellness products that will continue to improve the health of our community here in New Orleans East.
All right. Why you looking at me like, you sure you done? That's what you looking at. Very good. See? Da-da-da-da. Tell you what we'll do. We'll take a break here. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have some more conversation. Hoping to meet a lot of people. We're going to be here until 6 o'clock this evening. Right here on the grounds of New Orleans East Hospital. Come on through. Right off of Reed Lake Forest. And all you got to do is come on and drive up. That's all, really, because that's what everybody doing. Just drive on up. You'll see us right here in the parking lot. More coming up, folks. Everybody hold tight.
Hey, WBOK, Ron Richardson here, host of a new show called Conversations with Ron Richardson. Join me every Saturday live from 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. as we sit down and discuss mental health, disability, drug addiction, and everyday life issues. If you're ready to have a real conversation, let's get it started, New Orleans. Every Saturday from 9 a.m. until 10 a.m. right here on WBOK and streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com.
Connect with NOLA Public Schools. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and X for the latest updates. Sign up for District Digest, our official newsletter where we share district achievements, celebrate student successes, and keep you informed about our vision of providing a high-quality education. And don't miss our school board meetings. Watch in person or live stream on YouTube. Stay informed. Stay engaged. Visit nolapublicschools.com today. Again, that's nolapublicschools.com.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell is here Thursday through Sunday with Lil Wayne and the Roots, Burner Boy, Gladys Knight, Babyface, Irma Thomas, PJ Morton, Yusef N'Dour, Big Frida, Tank and the Bangers, Branford Marcellus, Suan Kute and Egypt 80, Bishop Paul S. Morton, Shakima Copeland, and hundreds more. Tickets and information available at nojazzfest.com. Miller Lite, the official sponsor of Jazz Fest.
Visit DePaul's new Algiers Health Center at 2801 General de Gaulle Drive to receive primary and preventive care for both adults and children. Services also include behavioral health, imaging, and on-site pharmacy, vision, Medicaid enrollment assistance, and more. For appointments, visit DePaulCommunityHealthCenters.org or call 504-207-3060.
From Gentilly to New Orleans East, WBOK is what New Orleans is talking about. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you live today. Where are we? New Orleans East. At New Orleans East Hospital, right here in the parking lot, y'all. It is the farmers market choice of things that are happening, and they got all these good different pepper jellies, from hot to not. is Pepper Jellies. Come here. Come on over here. Let's have us a good old conversation. We can put these on you for a minute here. I don't think nothing's going to jump out there and bite you. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Yes, sir, I can.
How you doing, first
I
of all?
am well.
What's your name?
My name is Terry Guidry.
Miss Guidry.
Yes, sir.
You any kin to the Guidrys? I know a lot of Guidrys.
I'm married into the family.
Okay, all right. I'm going to leave you alone then.
The Guidrys are from Lafitte.
Lafitte.
Yes, sir.
All right, then.
Straight out the bayou.
Tell me about your business, because jellies, hot or not?
It's from hot to not.
Hot to not.
We have from ghost pepper to no pepper.
From ghost pepper. What's a ghost pepper?
A ghost pepper is one of the hotter peppers. It's
Oh,
right
so
under...
it's not something you just made up.
Oh, no, sir.
It's a real pepper.
It's a real pepper.
And why is it called ghost pepper?
Because it haunts you after you eat
Oh,
it.
Lord. For real?
Yes, sir.
Is that hot?
It is.
Okay, never
But
mind.
I make my ghost pepper jelly with fresh pineapple. So the pineapple does temper the ghost, and it makes a great grill glaze.
I'm still scared, though. We should have started with that first. Because when you said, yeah, it's pretty hot. It's pretty hot?
It's hot.
Okay.
It's my hottest one.
So do you get a lot of folks that just want the hotness?
Yes.
Really?
We do actually do a Carolina Reaper jelly. I'm out of it right now because it's so popular. But
Reaper?
It's hotter than the ghost.
Anything named Reaper is death.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's hot. I mean, it's flavorful, though. A lot of people just like
you
it as a
can't
dipping
taste
sauce.
nothing if you're dead.
I like to balance my heat with the sweetness of the jelly to make sure that you're not just getting the burn, that you're getting the flavors as well.
You know, for some reason, those conversation pieces about the burn and flavor, they don't seem to go together in the same sentence.
Well, we do have some of our favorites. Our best-selling jelly is called the Cajun au jus. It smells and tastes like a crawfish boil.
A jelly that tastes
like a crawfish boil.
It smells or tastes like a crawfish?
Both.
Really?
Yes, sir.
How you do that?
Balance of flavors.
I thought you were going to tell me it was a secret.
No, it's not a secret. I mean, it's just whatever seasonings you normally put in a crawfish boil, along with the lemon juice and everything else, it's in the jelly.
And it's a jelly?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We cook with all of our pepper jellies. They make great grill glazes. The Cajun au jus, when I'm smoking ribs, I use it as a glaze.
I was going to ask, can you take some of those and like glaze up your meats?
Yeah, we actually have a cookbook on how to cook with all of our products.
Oh, really?
From appetizers to desserts.
You have that here today?
Yes, sir. We do have the cookbook.
All right. So folks not only can get these jellies.
They can get the cookbooks.
They can get the cookbooks?
Right. We also have pepper jelly barbecue sauces. We have a pepper jelly steak sauce. We have a pepper jelly vinaigrette. Our best.
Y'all just pepper jellied everything.
Yes, sir. We took it to the next level.
You got pepper jelly smoothies?
No.
No?
Not yet. We have our best-selling sauces.
I like
called
what
the
you said,
Rougarou.
though. You did say not yet. You didn't say
Not
no.
yet.
You just said not
No,
yet.
we like to experiment. We don't want to stay stagnant. We try to come out with something new once or twice a year.
I bet your kitchen is interesting.
Oh, it is.
Look what I discovered today.
It's a family business. My husband and I run it. Our children are involved. When they come up with an idea, we try to make it happen.
When does when do you know when you've got it to the point where you're saying this is what we've been looking for?
Because
put it in the jar.
What I do is we have our entire family taste our products.
Okay.
If you can't please your family, you
can't please anybody. How old are your kids?
My children are 33, 31, and 26.
Them grown folks. They not no kids.
And they all cook.
And they all cook.
Yes, sir.
Do they all do the let's try this
Yes.
in the jellies?
Yes.
Really?
Most of the ideas come from them and their dad, and I make it happen.
You make it happen. So you the real chef.
I'm the cook of it, and my husband is everything from the CEO to the ugly secretary.
I ain't gonna tell him you call him the ugly
he
secretary,
knows.
huh?
He knows.
So if I just yell out right now, ugly secretary, he gonna turn around and
Probably.
She called you the ugly secretary. Oh boy, yeah. So you got to have a good sense of humor. In this
Oh yeah,
business,
definitely.
too.
We have a good time. We do travel with our business. We go everywhere from South Carolina to Arkansas.
Yeah.
We do a lot of hunting and fishing shows. We do Renaissance fairs.
Okay.
We're from the town of Jean Lafitte, so we dress like pirates. when we
John
go.
Lafitte is where?
It's on the West Bank,
Right.
south of Marrero.
South of Marrero. Okay.
Yep.
John,
We're
John
straight out
Lafitte.
the bayou.
So you all are this business of you all's
Mm-hmm.
is not only getting you with the taste of a different product for maybe some folks, it's also taking you worldwide.
Yes.
It's taking you all over.
Yeah, we have our products actually have been shipped to Thailand. The ghost pepper one actually is a favorite in Thailand. We've had family bring products to Vienna, Austria. It's getting around to different parts of Africa where they cook with our jellies.
Right. All right. So are y'all doing the shipping?
We ship.
Now let's say that somebody is paying attention right now, and because we're worldwide as
Yeah.
well, broadcasting, and somebody's like, I think I want to try that. Let me go. You have a website?
Yes, we do. It's www.ttspepperjellies.com.
T
TTS
TTS
PEPPERJELLIES.com.
.com,
Yes.
and they can order,
Yes, they can.
and you ship
Yes, we do.
worldwide.
Worldwide.
Nothing to it but to do it.
We'll get it to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it made me look because I saw the hot to the knot, and I was like, wait a minute, what does that mean?
That's exactly what it means. It's
What
from
is-
hot to not.
Well, very good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I wish you all the success in the world. It looks like y'all already successful. I don't have to go.
We're going into our 6th year of business.
6.
Yes, sir.
How you like it?
I love it.
Meet a lot of people.
We're our own boss. We meet a lot of interesting people all across the country, and it's just nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, very good. Well, very good to meet you. Much success to you, your
Thank you so
husband,
much.
and your family.
Thank
And can people call?
Yes, they can.
What's the number?
It's 504-559-8328.
One more time.
504-559-8328.
83.
And they can also text.
And text you. Best way to get in contact with me anytime. So if I don't ever answer, people just start texting me
Exactly.
anyway.
Yes.
So there you go. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And I may be stopping by in just a few minutes. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
come see
see
where-
you at.
All right.
Okay, dokie.
Thank you.
Thank you much. All right, yeah, there you go. I'm just telling you now. Ooh, I don't know if I can eat it. We got water too, right? I got me a smoothie. Nyron, what did Nyron tell me? Nyron bought me a smoothie. What is this? Mango. Which one is this one? It's all right. Anything named Sweet Daddy, I know I need it. Yeah, he gave me the Sweet Daddy. We're getting ready to do the news here, and then I know I got a guest that's going to join us on air at 5 o'clock, so I need to talk to her on air. The sheriff. She's gonna. Yeah. Yep. She's gonna join me at 5 o'clock on air. So why? You want me to tell her she need to come out here? Yeah, we'll do that in a few minutes. I'm gonna drive, talk to her at 5 o'clock, and then not gonna be long. Not gonna be long at all. So, but we. Nope. Not yet. Not yet. So, so what you think? Come here. You don't get a chance to talk, but every blue moon, and I got like maybe a minute here before I get ready to go into the newscast. So, what do you think? Did you see the jellies?
The what?
The jellies. I said that like I was country.
The jellies?
The jelly. No, I ain't say the jellies. I said the jelly.
The jelly.
Did you see them?
No. Oh, I did. Yes. I didn't try any though.
I'm scared
Why?
because she was telling me how hot.
I'm sure they're good.
I bet they are good if
Little
you
spice?
can take. There ain't no little spice. That's heat.
A little spice won't do you wrong.
No, that's heat. That is.
They
heat.
look good, and they got a lot of flavors over there.
So here's what I think. I came up with something for you,
Okay.
Zoe.
All right.
You ready? Now we're gonna help me make you help you do this. I think, it's just me, Hey, we should get a couple of those jellies, bring them back over here, open them up with some crackers or something, and you try them on the air live. What you think?
Sure. What was Miss?
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry. It might burn your tongue a little bit. You're gonna be fine.
Okay.
I think we should get a couple of them. Try them on the air. Oh yes, and damn. So that's what we'll do.
Okay, yeah, I'm down.
All right, we'll get ready for news here. You ready to get into news? Let's get into news. Coming up, we'll talk to the sheriff in just a bit. We need to talk about this millage. I heard it this morning on the Good Morning Show. And, of course, the opposition for it saying so. But we'll talk to you, everybody, to try to get the ins and outs about the millage coming up in just a bit. Everybody hold tight. We'll get in contact with the sheriff, and we'll talk to her over the phone. More coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Mike Island with 4 things you should know on the Black Information Network. Illinois Senator Dick Durbin will not run for re-election next year. The Democrat currently serves as the Senate Minority Whip and is a ranking member of the Judiciary Committee. Durbin said in his heart he knows it's time to pass the torch. Former New York Congressman George Santos will be sentenced Friday after previously pleading guilty to wire fraud and aggravated identity theft. Stocks are climbing for a second straight day. It comes as investors hope U.S. and China trade tensions may calm down soon. This after President Trump said he had no plans to remove Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell from his position. The public is lining up to pay their respects to Pope Francis. His body is lying in state at St. Peter's Basilica for a public viewing. The 88-year-old Pope died Monday at the Vatican after suffering a stroke. His funeral will be held on Saturday. I'm Mike Island with 4 things you should know on your home for Black News First, the Black Information Network.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you live today. Yes, indeed. We are live in the parking lot of the New Orleans East Hospital. Everybody's like, what? What are you doing? I am live today in the New Orleans East Hospital. And believe it or not, it feels great out here. Number one, the sun is gone. Overcast, but that's okay. Got a nice little breeze. And we got all the folks within the New Orleans general area and even vendors from the New Orleans East area that are here for the farmers market. We've got vendors from candles, jellies, plants, smoothies, watermelons, you name it, they got it. It is all here. And one of the things that too that I'm probably gonna get one there. I'm probably gonna get the yellow seeded watermelon. Mm-hmm. If you have not had, have you had it yet? Yellow watermelon? Never? Okay. If you've never had a yellow watermelon, then here's your opportunity to come on and get one because they got them. and they are out here. The yellow, of course, they got the regular ones as well. But you need to at least stop by and see for yourself. So I was listening to the Good Morning Show this morning as I was listening for Will Sutton holding his interview. One of those interviews he had with Reverend Gable, who is the president of the international something for the churches that are part of his coalition, and they seem to stand against renewing the millage that has been in place for the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. It really made me wonder a couple of things. Now, I've known Pastor Gable for years. This is not my intuition saying, This is me saying, I think there is something about standing up right now against renewing a millage that has been in place for years and is going to be in place if people vote for it for the next 10 years, and it's entitled Safe Communities. What is it that we're going to do? So I kind of put in place some stuff, which I did. I did a commentary. Because one of the things I do think is that Pastor Gable and this coalition of churches and pastors are not getting all the information. One of the privileges that I do have is talking with the sheriff. Now, I'll be the one to facilitate this part of the conversation because I know that in her experience of dealing with pastors, she's very faithful. Her faith won't let her ask the questions that I will ask, but my faith will let me ask because I think some of the truth needs to come out that, you all are not aware of. So let me go ahead on and explain it to you. If this group was so against and is so against this millage, how come y'all didn't say nothing prior to it being a week out? Number one. Number two, if you all are so against it, how come nobody has called the sheriff's office when I know how to get in contact with you? You know how to get in contact with me. I know how to get in contact with Miss D. Because I was with the sheriff 3 weeks ago sitting on the front pew of your church. And nobody brought it up at all. Can I get an amen? No one said anything. No one brought it up to her. Nobody asked for a meeting. You all have our cell phone numbers. So it makes me suspicious of the meaning of why. Then as I listened to the conversation this morning, the only word that I could really hear that was resonating in my voice was misinformation, and misinformation. Oh, and by the way, did I say misinformation? Because if you think that there has been no target on this woman's back, you are kindly mistaken. And I think there may be somebody that has jumped on your bandwagon and said, I need y'all to get out there and do this for us? Well, let me throw some more at you just in case anybody want to play catcher, because we need somebody that's going to be looking bent down, looking like Johnny Bench. When you all disagree with all this so-called money that the city has no record of, do y'all really have a problem with the city having no record of $13 million? Y'all don't think that there's a record of $13 million? If there was no record, then how would they know how much it was? Guesstimation? Throw it up in the air and see what falls in the circle? Come on, be for real. Then the other part I'm going to throw out there, see, I really got to say this. Every week, and I'm not making this up, I stand there and listen to the number of churches every week. And I'm going to ask the sheriff this, and she's just going to say yes. She's not going to try to dig deep in it. But I brought my shovel today, and I need y'all to understand something. Every week, my job includes organizing, putting together visits, going myself along with the sheriff to these churches that are asking for tents, for outside events, that are asking for red beans and rice, that are asking for plaques, that are asking for her to visit on your anniversary, on your choir's anniversary, on your birthday. And the worst part about the entire issue is she don't charge these churches one daggone dime to fix food for them, to have her crew come to your church and set up these 20 by 20 big old football field tents that cost an arm and a leg to buy. That's why y'all want somebody to come set it up for you. She don't say, here goes the cost. They come out there and they set it up. They put it on the calendar and set it up. I have never heard her get on the phone and say, that's going to be $20. Never. Let that millage go away. Y'all going to be crying. And then as they say in the Ninth Ward, you're going to be crying. Because that goes to you all for the churches, no matter what the date is, until we don't have any, then you have to tell you, hey, we out. Every week. There are employees of the sheriff's department. Their job is to go out there every week and set these things up. Do y'all think that is for free? It is to you all. So I'm surprised that the church, the pastors of these churches are really sitting back and got the audacity to say, oh, no, we don't need that millage, but let that go away. Let that money go away. That's going to be one of the first things that's going, because she's going to have to start streaming down what's available, what's not available. Then you're going to be sitting out there baking in the sun and then mad because, well, we couldn't get the sheriff to come out there. Guess why? She got to pay them employees to do that. She got to pay for them tents. That's right. Got you crying. I'm sorry. That's the ignorant side of me. But I'm listening to this conversation this morning and saying to myself, I know how to analyze an interview. I don't care who it is. I've been doing this 30 years, and I know how to analyze an interview. Are you really talking truth to power because you know something about it, or are you talking point person? Are you talking because somebody gave you talking points to say this is this and this and this and this? How in the world would you know about a budget Because the second question I would ask, and I'm going to ask Will to ask this question, because Will did the interview, not me. What is the budget of the Sheriff's Department? Do you know? Did you ask? Or did somebody tell you to say that? Those are good questions to ask. And for all my listeners that are out here that think that I am chastising a pastor, I am not. I'm only talking truth to power. These are questions that you have to ask yourself. Y'all act like somebody is taking $13 million and putting it in their pocket. This is something that has been in effect for a while because the sheriff department is not financed correctly. She has been operating off of less money than what is needed, but we are analyzing this, but we're not talking about more folks that we need to be talking about. Hey? Because we got more folks in there that's supposed to be. That jail was put together for 900 folks comfortably. We got 13, 14, 1,500 at any given time. Any given time. That's how many folks are in there. And unless you sit back, no ma'am. If you sit back and wonder what's going on, don't think it's just, locking them up and throwing away the key. It's a whole intricate issue, logistics, cooking, 3 times a day, medical. You also don't think that this is just part of it. You haven't even talked about the civil service part. We're not only over here at the jail. You got to talk about downtown at the courts. Who's going to protect them? This lady been in office maybe 3.5 years, not even 4 years yet. And it seems like everybody, not everybody, but everybody know more about doing jailing that has never even been inside of the building than her. Boy, those are the issues here. So I made it a point today to bring this to the table. I'm also going to ask Norman if he can give me some commentary on this one, Norman Robinson. But I want everybody to understand something. I'm glad that I'm a part of it because I can bring you the facts. I'm glad I'm a part of it because I know the sheriff. Oh, and by the way, did anybody talk to her about what she has used money to buy for her deputies or what's happening with the programming that is happening? Is programming happening in there? What do you mean programming, Gerard? They're putting together programs in the jail. So when it's time for your loved one, your brother, your sister, your buddy to get out, they got something to fall back on. And getting something to fall back on means they got training that they can go get a job. You're either going to do this or you're going to make sure that they don't go back because our return and recidivism rate is 7 and 8 times, meaning that we don't want to see these folks 7 and 8 times after they get out the first time. We don't want to see them come back. And that's where we are now. We got a lot to work on, a short time to work it on, and I think that all of us need to be able to say, okay, cool. Now, if you want to do a comparison, I know she's not going to say this too, but if you want to do a comparison, has anybody ever asked how much the NOPD was? How much their budget was? Hers is what, 57 million? Did anybody ask the NOPD about their 162? Almost double or triple? And what they do with their money? A lot of questions. And I got a commentary. I have not gotten into it yet. But I'm getting ready to have my producer to look out on the phone because we want to talk to the sheriff. And we're going to get her in here and have another conversation. All right, y'all. Wait, let's go ahead on and take the break. I know I'm a little early. Can we take the break here Come back. I want to get the sheriff on. I know I don't have all day with her because she's very busy. We'll take the break here. We'll try to get her on the phone, and we'll be back. More from New Orleans East Hospital right here in the parking lot. It is a day that you don't want to miss out. Come on out after work and check out the farmers market right here in the parking lot. More coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by FidelityWealthManagement.com. One United Bank is one of the nation's largest black-owned banks. Kevin Cohey is chairman and CEO, and he spoke to Bloomberg about how One United's embrace of new technology is a big part of how it's able to serve so many people.
The reason the company has grown so fast and we have such a large breadth of customers is because of our technology. That's what's unique about us. Our data aggregation technology is second to none, i.e. our ability to pull together all your financial information no matter where it is, so you can actually literally understand on a real-time basis where you are financially.
One United Bank is investing in AI to help enhance the digital banking experience.
Which, by the way, we've been working on for over a decade, which takes that same information and helps you to make better financial decisions on a real-time basis.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Late nights are made for chillin', and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you The Love Zone. It's the perfect way to top off your weekend with your favorite old and new school ballads. So sit back, relax, and let DJ Wick take you to the Love Zone on WBOK 12:30 a.m. and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
NOLA Public Schools is excited for the rest of this 24-25 school year journey with our families, watching our students dive into learning, growth, and success. As the school year continues, our dedicated educators are focused on keeping every student engaged and motivated. Let's keep embracing new challenges, celebrating achievements, and supporting each other to make the rest of this year even more impactful. Stay connected with your school and NOLA PS through our social media channels for updates and resources. We're here to help our scholars attend today, achieve tomorrow.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
This is Jackie Jones with Class Act Entertainment. Join us on May 11 at the Honor Thy Mother Theater Brunch in partnership with WBOK at the Jean Lafitte Auditorium. Experience the red carpet with live interviews and photo ops, along with a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas. Highlighting the afternoon is the original stage play, Mama. The finale, live concert with Piano Man G. Get your tickets at 504-491-1179.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 12:30 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 12:30 a.m. The Reality Check on WBOK 12:30 a.m.
All right, folks, welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. Live today, New Orleans East, at the New Orleans East Hospital, in the parking lot, as a matter of fact. We've got the farmers market that's happening here. We had a lot of folks that we talked to. We got some more that are going to be joining us before the day is over with in the next 30 minutes. But I wanted to make sure that I got this in because she's been hanging on here, and I want to make sure that we get a chance to talk to her because maybe I've been going in a little deep, but I'm going to go in deeper because we need to. Joining us now by phone, we've got the Sheriff of Orleans Parish, Susan Hudson, who's on the phone with us. Hey, Sheriff.
Gee, good afternoon. Good afternoon to everybody out there.
Thank you, number one, for taking some time to go in. If I sound a little passionate about this, you have taught me a whole lot in my year working with your crew, the group that have been doing, I think, amazing work, not only for this city, but for the folks that need it the most, so they don't have to see you anymore and be locked up. I
That's
heard
right.
the interview. I heard the interview this morning, and I was jumping around in my apartment saying, different things. But is this misinformation that is coming out?
Yeah, absolutely. Starting with those signs, which are a flat-out lie. I thought when Clancy DuBose came out and then just called it that today, that was tremendous. The expression "you throw a rock and hide your hand," that's what those signs are. Because it's, first of all, it's not true. It's not a new millage. It is a renewal. It has to say that on the ballot, y'all. This is the law. So that's not even true. But then they don't put their names on it, which are required to by law, and they didn't do that. So just dirty politics. It's unhelpful because we are trying to do everything we can to help have safe and strong communities in this city, and we contribute a lot to that. And we need this millage to continue to contribute at the level we're at. And without it, we just won't be able to do that. But this misinformation campaign about what's happening with it, what it's used for, so on and so forth, just not true. And we share what we spend with the city. Every month they get what we spend. We have to because the bulk of our money comes from them. So we've got to show them what we spent, what we've got left, what we need to pay for. So we're very detailed, but most of that money has gone to build the Orleans Justice Center, to build the new administrative buildings, the new kitchen warehouse, all of those new structures. So I don't know where they think it went, but most of it was spent before I got into office. But we do keep track of how it's spent.
So, Sheriff, it was interesting to hear in that conversation piece where I heard the pastor say that, your budget is not seen. Nobody knows where this is. Because honestly, I got to say, and this is what made me say this, that wasn't information that was learned. That was information that has been told and repeated. And because honestly, if they really wanted to know about your budget, they would know that you have to sit down in front of that dais every month in front of that crime committee and give them the information at the budget hearings. They ask you, the NOPD, I think the EMS, and a couple of other law enforcement entities of the city on what they need, what they're spending money on, and yada, 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 yada. But it made me also ask the question about this, because you helped so many churches every month.
That's right.
And I told everybody, I don't think that nobody's really sitting back and hearing the fact that, you're not standing up on the mountain place and telling everybody, hey, look what I did for this church, what I did for this church. But every week somebody's calling the sheriff's office asking for them to donate this, donate food, donate tents, and manpower, deputies.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm surprised that the churches or this ministerial alliance, and I told them, and I'm telling them again, you were just sitting on this man's front pew 3 weeks ago. If there was a problem, how come, because they got my number as well as yours, how come nobody said, hey, we need a meeting with you to discuss some stuff?
Right. I think that's a great point. Because at that church, we also talked about the millage coming up and what it was for and how we're trying to get people out of the business of being committing crimes and into a real career and into a real life. And everybody seemed receptive. And I am available to answer any questions. I can understand if people don't agree with me about this and have a good faith disagreement with me. But if you have any questions, you can always just ask me. If you need information, I can always just provide that. And I do these things for these churches because I'm a person of faith, and I don't believe that all that we're trying to do to help people get to a different life can be done without faith being a part of it. So our churches do a lot in our community for people, feed them, help them, And I believe in that, and I believe we're all in this together. And so I absolutely do support the work that they do. And anyone who supports community, not just churches, but other types of groups, nonprofits, we support them because we do love our community.
This $13 million has been in effect. If this is going to be a renewal for 10 more years, and I keep hearing it's 10 more years, so this millage has been in place before you were even in office.
That's right. That's right. Again, to
And-
build these new buildings. That's right.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And does anybody really understand the fact that you're looking around and saying, "Hey, we're going to need this for our deputies"? The things that this alliance is saying that no, 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 and whoever's putting out these signs, no, 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 they're going to have an issue because at least some of us, well, I would say the majority of us, have somebody, know somebody, or have a family member that is in that place or has visited. And if you don't keep it up, and this is one of the things that I'm going to be pushing for you. Before you got there, we were here almost every week. Somebody had escaped, somebody out on Bourbon Street. They shooting videos that's going on YouTube. They don't know how they got out. Somebody committed suicide. Somebody got killed. And then there were so many different incidents. You, on the other hand, under your administration, you got your deputies tools they need, which includes body cams, radios, vests, if they needed them. And then the other thing, too, when you walk through the building, you said, here are the things that we need to change about this infrastructure because these are the things that can get people hurt. Can you talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely. When I got into office, our deputies did not have radios on the pods. I want you to think about that. 60 men in a pod, and the deputy, mostly women, on that pod without a radio to call for help. We didn't have body-worn cameras, which are for accountability as well. We are transparent and accountable in what we do. And then our training needed to be beefed up, and we now have an accredited training academy. So we are putting all the tools that we can into our deputies so that they can do their job. I want them to have no worries, to come to work and do a really tough job, and you got what you need to do that job. And that's what we're
we
trying
just
to
saw
do.
too that you put so that they could be taser certified, so they won't have to use deadly force.
That's right. We now have tasers for our deputies, and that's a big tool as well, accountability tool as well, because it keeps data about when they use it, so on and so forth. So really important to know. But without deputies, nothing can go on in that jail. Nothing can go on in the court. Nothing. We can do nothing. You can't see your lawyer. They can't go to school. They can't see a doctor. They can't see a psychiatrist. They can't get medication. They can't be fed. They can't be taken to court. Nothing can happen without the deputies, and we have to take care of them. Because I don't just ask them to take care of the jail. If you work the courts, you got to come work the jail too. I also ask them to work Mardi Gras now. That was not our duty. We do that now. They do other patrolling. So, and then every festival that goes on in the city, you will see Orleans Parish Sheriff's reserves or regular deputies there supporting this community. So everything that we ask them to do, they do, and this millage will help us properly take care of them so they have a career. Like when I got into office, they hadn't had a raise in 5 years. You are not going to keep quality folks when you don't take care of them and when you're not concerned about them and their families. So we are taking care of our deputies because we know they are the absolute heartbeat of this department. We got to pour into them. And then we have to fix the facility, which was built incorrectly because it leads to being dismantled and turned into weapons. Some of the doors don't lock properly. We're doing a new relocking project. It has to be done. It's a jail. The doors have to lock. So we're fixing things that cause problems, cause fights, allow people to get injured. And Gerard, you said something important. Everybody in here is related to somebody. I get calls all the time. Can you check on my grandson? Can you check on my son? Can you check on my aunt? Whoever's in there. So these are people we know. These are people in our community. And it's my job to keep them safe. And I've got to do everything that I can to do that. So we're going to fix these buildings and we're going to take care of our deputies. And those two things will resonate not just from the jail, but out into the streets as well.
I would think that, and maybe this sounds a little different, but I would think that the majority of folks that are listening to what we're talking about right now, I would think that the majority of those folks would want to make sure that you did have this money. And the reason why, I was like, because the majority of the folks that are in there are us.
Yeah. That's right.
And I don't want to get too involved in that conversation with you, because I know that, you know, that somebody's going to be listening and try to take and change our words up. But I would think that the residents that are going to vote for this project would be, hey, jumping at it, because it is us. It's us. It's our families. It is us. And that seems to me that you got to be able to treat these folks with some type of humanity as well.
That's right. And I want to share just a little bit of information with you about where we're going. So this is trying to get this report to load. But I got a report today about the number of people who are getting assessed to see what are their issues. We have so many people on the mental health docket. We've got to take good care of them. We're looking at how many pregnant women I have in custody. You think this jail isn't going to affect that next generation? It is. And what are we doing about that? What are our programming that we're putting in place for folks? What are the number of reentry plans that we're doing to help people get to a better space? Crime has gone down, and it's going to continue to go down as we continue to meet the root causes of crime, to deal with what those are. We're doing our part here to deal with crime. We're going to be the safest city in the state when we get done.
I was talking to Ahmad because, he, of course, he's full of data as well. And Ahmad was telling me, he said, hey, man, you know, big ups to Sheriff, because ever since there has been this purchase for these tablets for those folks inside of the jail, crime and incidents, he didn't say crime, he said incidents within that jail have gone down at least in half, 50% or more.
Yeah. When the first month we got the tablets, it was just tremendous, right? And it allows people to stay in touch with their loved ones. That every study shows that brings down violence. And remember, we're in a consent judgment because of violence in the jail that went on under the former administration. But we're not just doing that; we're doing other things. We also have these honor pods where we're teaching these men a different way of life. The violence almost disappears in there. We only had one right now, but in December of this year, we went from a few incidents to 0 in December. We're starting 2 more pods, and we're just going to keep going until the entire jail is like that. So we're doing our job, and that helps us comply with the consent judgment, which costs our community millions of dollars. We can't get out of it, though, without the deputies, and I'm going to tell you that right now. Some parts of the consent judgment are strictly about the number of deputies on the pod. So
if I'm not mistaken, I was listening to Mallet. I think Mallet said in the last meeting that within the jail there were 247 points that you had to fix, and I think he said 240 of them had been assessed and said they were correct.
Well, and so when they talk about accountability, that's what I want this community to know we're doing. So we put together a plan to comply with this consent judgment. I have a bureau, a compliance bureau that tracks our compliance, so I can hold my leaders accountable and our employees accountable. And we have a game plan to do it. So it's a tremendous undertaking. But Gerard, I got to correct you on one thing. I haven't even been in office 3 years yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah. May 2nd will be 3 years exactly.
Wow. Okay, because I think I said 3.5 years.
That's right. We've upgraded technology. We had black screen, green prompt technology, no data. Man, we've got AI now. We've got new systems coming in. We'll have a new jail management system in May, which is all the data that the entire system uses, the entire system.
And you didn't have a transition.
And I didn't have a transition. So we just hit the ground running, and you know what? We're all about the work, not about dirty politics, not about power and influence, about results and effects. That's what we're doing.
Now, what I would like to do, in maybe be able to do this prior to the voting, because I know that early voting is happening up until Saturday. But I do want to think about, having you and the team to do a live broadcast about this, so that people can call in, so they can get the information out the way and have this, because this is very important. I just don't want to see the community go down. I know you've been fighting for the deputies to get a raise as well, and I've heard folks say, like, she need to do this and she need to pay them and da. But you go in front of the city council at least 3 times that I know of, so I can imagine how many times it's really been to get them a raise.
Absolutely. And don't forget the budget process every year. We lay it all out. There's specific paperwork we have to file with the city council about what we spend and what we need and what are our needs. And then we always follow up with even more information, like our staffing plan and our compliance plan for the consent judgment, our recruiting plan, all of these things that you have to do to have a full staff. So with the information's there, and we actually provide what we spend to the city so they can see it. So it's not like we're not hiding anything, nothing.
Yeah. Anything else too? Because I think I just went on a rant for at least 15 minutes here. I didn't even know you were on hold. But I would say this: that there are so many points of information, and that I think the sheriff's office is a little city in itself, because it has so many different tentacles that you're responsible for, from civil to criminal. But they ask you the question, and this is the one that gets me all the time. I think I bring this up every time we have a conversation. The part that really gets me is when they ask you in, I think the city council did this, why you got so many people in that jail? And I sit back every time when that comes up and say, did you all ask the judges that? Did you ask the NOPD, Louisiana State Police, or any other law enforcement agency that arrests people and put them into jail? Your job is to make sure they're comfortable and safe.
And to get them somewhere better as well. And so, but I don't decide when they come in. By and large, I do arrest a few people, but it's not, I think the 12,000 or so arrested per year, maybe 1,000 of those are ours. And so most of it's other agencies. And what we're trying to say is everybody in the system, including us, has to be more efficient in processing all these cases. You bring them in, they got to get to court. We get them there. They got to be processed. We need to settle these cases or go to trial. They got to be reviewed quicker. All of us have to do that, because you hold people too long here, they lose everything, number one. And number two, then the jail is too full. That is dangerous for the people in custody, and most importantly for our deputies who have to work the pod. So, I don't decide that, but we give out a lot of information about who's in there, why they're in there.
Are we overcrowded? Are we overcrowded now?
We're overcrowded for the number of deputies that we have. Now, I will also say this, because of the number of people in custody, we were almost at 1,600 at one point earlier this year. So that is overtaxing the system, the plumbing system, the electric system, you name it. Everything is being overtaxed. So the wear and tear, you think about your house and you have too many people in it, what's going to happen? Lots you're going to have to fix. So it's just like that.
Yeah. Sheriff, I'm not going to hold you. I know you got a lot going on and a lot to do. I do think that we got to do a show, a complete show, not just a little pointed interview, and let folks ask the questions and get all these mistruths out the way, because today was I didn't appreciate this morning's show. I didn't appreciate the show. Now, let me make sure I say this, because you know how things get back. I am the one saying that, not you. But I do appreciate Pastor Gable because I've known him for years. We can have a disagreement, and I heard your comments as you were leaving out. You were like, Pastor, love you. Thank you so much. We just have a disagreement.
Yeah. But do want to set the record straight, because like you said, there's a lot of things floating out there. sometimes it's on the internet, sometimes it's not, and none of it's fact checked. So just want to make sure that we can, get that information out there. This is about public safety and not politics. Let's keep moving to a safer and stronger New Orleans. We are doing our part, but without this, I promise you, we do have to cut what we do for the city. There's just no alternative to it.
Well, I'm with you. So let me know what I can do, because we're going to need to talk about it some more. We'll bring the whole team together, or maybe I get my engineer together, and we'll bring all the equipment over there and sit in the conference room and have everybody just come in the conference room on the 4th floor and sit down and put on their best face, and let's talk about this in the office.
I think that would be tremendous, because I want this city to see the incredible leadership team we have here and what they're working on. So let's definitely do that. That would be fantastic. You're invited.
I hope so. Thanks again. Anything we missed out? I know that, just May 3rd, the conversation piece is up till about May 3rd now, the day that you need to get out and vote. And make sure that you vote yes for this millage. There you go.
And also,
thank you, Sheriff. I appreciate you.
Easier for people to get jobs. So thank you, G. Appreciate you.
Anytime. Thank you, D. I appreciate you much. All right, folks, we got more coming up in just a minute. We got to get ready to wrap up here, but we're going to have a conversation. You got a green. How'd you get green? What that one is? No, that's all right. Come on back. Just come on. And you got to...
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. Tesla stock is in a nosedive. Profits have plunged 71% compared to this time last year, and Elon Musk says he's finally refocusing on Tesla, not Trump. After months moonlighting in the Trump White House leading Doge, Musk says he'll reduce his time with the agency next month. Now that comes as Tesla faces a 13% drop in sales and a 9% revenue loss. The company's stock is down nearly 40% this year. Who's to blame? Musk's political entanglements, fierce competition from China, and backlash to Trump's steep tariffs. Tesla owners are trading in their cars. Protesters worldwide are torching charging stations and targeting dealerships. Musk still defends lower tariffs, but says it's Trump's call. Critics say Musk's anti-government crusade through Doge is now eating away at his own empire. Will stepping back save Tesla, or is it too little too late? For these stories and more, go to AURN.com or follow me across social media at Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
As the French Quarter Festival was coming to a close, a 36-year-old man brazenly opened fire in front of New Orleans police officers, wounding 5 people. It is a horrifying reminder of how quickly joy and celebration can turn into chaos and fear. Now, what makes this incident even more disturbing is what it reveals about the law, or the lack of it. Earlier this year, you'll recall, the Louisiana State Legislature passed a law allowing permitless concealed carry. Now, that means anyone over 18 can legally carry a hidden firearm in public. No permit, no background check, no training required. Let that sink in. No authorization, no checking to see whether someone shouldn't have a gun. No training to make sure someone knows how to use a gun. Just a gun in their pocket, waistband, jacket, or on their ankle. Police are expected to manage crowded events, busy city streets, and tense situations without being able to question who's carrying a weapon until it's already too late. Their hands are tied, and we are left vulnerable. Any irresponsible ass with a gun is free to put your life and my life at risk. Now, this isn't about gun rights. It's about basic responsibility. Requiring permits and training isn't an infringement. Duh. It's just common sense. It protects the public, and it protects the officers who put their lives on the line every day. Now, if a man can open fire right in front of law enforcement during a festival, maybe it's time the state legislature admits this law needs a second look. This can't be about politics. This must be about public safety. It's time to give police a chance to protect us before lives are lost. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
Hi, I'm Leo Jackson, host of Sunday Gospel here every Sunday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. and 12 o'clock till 2 p.m. You don't want to miss this move of God. It happens only on WBOK. You listen to all day long.
A star-studded lineup will unite in support of music education at the 2025 Jazz Heritage Gala on Wednesday, April 23rd at Generations Hall. The gala will feature iconic performances by the Ohio Players, John Clary and the Absolute Monster Gentlemen, Niger Kojo, and the Lanyap Section, and more. To celebrate a grand start to Jazz Fest, reserve your tickets at jazzandheritage.org.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time tickets and safety information.
WBOK. Online at WBOK1230.com. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Live this afternoon, New Orleans East. Woo woo. We're at New Orleans East Hospital with LCMC. It is the Farmers Market Extravaganza. How many people you think came out here today, Patera? About 400? Yeah, at least 400. And Jacqueline, Jacqueline is in the building. Our very own Jacqueline done broke our daggone equipment. Jacqueline, I need $800 for you just broke our equipment. I'm telling everybody on the air tomorrow too. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a nice looking watermelon.
Yes, it is.
She wasn't expecting me to say that, but would that be a yellow watermelon?
Yes, it is.
Would that be the last yellow watermelon?
Actually, this is the one that he was letting people sample.
And that's the last one?
And that was the last one.
That just happened to be the last one. Huh.
And so, since it was the last one,
yeah,
I ended up getting a red one.
I thought you were getting ready to say, since that's the last one, I got to share it with you, G.
I'm going to share it with you as well.
That's radio talk. That's all that is. That's all that. What you think?
I think it's really nice. I heard you guys on my way home, and I told my son, I said, oh, wait, we need to go out there and get a yellow belly watermelon.
And that's what it's called?
Yeah.
A yellow
belly.
Yellow
like
belly.
Yeah,
Really?
Yellow belly.
I never knew that. I just thought it was a yellow watermelon. Yellow belly watermelon.
I was telling my son, I said, Papa used to get these for me all the time, and he had never had one. So I said, well, let's go out and we could get one. And then we got out here, and he had sold all the yellow belly ones. So we purchased the red one instead.
All your people sold out of their stuff today. That's amazing. That is. Hold on. Since you're here, you're gonna co-host with me for a minute. Now I'm gonna teach you how to handle the show. You ready?
Okay.
I need you to say, all right, let's go and talk to T-Bone. You ready?
Okay.
Go
let's
ahead.
go and talk to T-Bone on line
1. There you go. T-Bone. T-Bone?
Are you there, T-Bone?
T-Bone ain't there. I think T-Bone hung up. Who else you got? Wait, Mike. All right, let's say line 2. Let's go.
Line 2. Let's go to line 2 for Mike.
This is Mike. Yes.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Good, man. What's going on with you?
Okay, I wanted to comment on the tax. I've listened to you the last couple of days, and you've done a good job defending it. And everything that the sheriff is doing, I agree with, and it's needed. However, I went early voter today, and I voted against it. And these are the reasons why. Because I am sick and tired of politicians and elected officials saying that we need this fee for 10 years. And then 10 years later, they come back, renew it for a different purpose. I'll give you the example. Children Water Board. 10 years ago, they said they needed a fee to pump the water out to the lake, whereby your fees would increase 10% every year. So that at the end of 10 years, your fees are 100%. Just recently, they came and they wanted to renew it, but use some of those fees for a different purpose. And the people voted it down. And that's why I voted against this one, because you also mentioned the police department. The police department, their fee on my bill is $65. That's forever, as long as I own the property. That's a flat fee, and it doesn't renew every year. I mean, it's there. So I would say if the Orleans Parish School, the sheriff's officers do it like they did, do it forever and a day. Don't come back 10 years later and say, I need something else. And I'll give you an example why I feel that way. Because early in my life, I learned to be a lifeguard. And the one thing they teach as a lifeguard is that before you jump in the water to save somebody, you got to figure out how you're going to save them. Either you're going to come from the rear, you're going to come from the side, or you're going to strike them and shock them. Because all they're trying to do is grab on to whatever they can to save themselves. And if you don't plan ahead, what happens is instead of one person being in the water needing rescue, you've now got two. And that's where these politicians put the citizens at, because they want us to sacrifice. Because I'll give you one more example, then I'll let you speak. I had a 85-year-old lady. Her daughter used to take care of all her expenses. And once her daughter passed, she forgot to pay her taxes for 2 years. It went to a sale. Someone bought it. She owed $1,300 in taxes. They didn't ask us, oh, did you pay your school board taxes? Did you pay this tax? Pay that? No. They said you didn't pay your taxes at all. So they sold it. And I was checking, as I checked my properties, I saw hers, and I noticed she hadn't paid. And I told her, I said, look, you owe the city $1,300. Let's get down there and pay it. She said, oh, I was wondering why this man kept coming by, stopping, looking at my house and drive off. He had bought her property for $1,300.
Yeah.
So all
I
I'm
understand
saying
that.
winding up this is that we have to save ourselves before we can save them.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to have another conversation, and I am going to make it a point to go over to the sheriff's office, and you can tell her that. I disagree with you on it, and I mean, but that's everybody's decision because I'm not trying to control anybody's vote. But I will tell you more and let her do that too. I appreciate your call, though. Thank you, sir. All right, that's going to wrap things up for us. Jacqueline?
Have a nice evening, everyone.
See that? I ain't even had to tell you, girl. Go ahead on with your bad self. We'll see you tomorrow right here on WBOK.